We are two everyday, middle-aged, blonde girlfriends from the Midwest that met during a very painful life transition that neither of us planned or wanted to face. We've built an invaluable friendship, and as we fumble through each unexpected thing that life throws at us, we laugh a lot. Sharing our story is therapeutic for us, and we hope entertaining and somehow helpful to you. In previous episodes, we shared the top 10 things we hate about online dating and our favorite dumpster fire story, which solidified the loyalty of our friendship. In this episode, Kelly Jo will make an important confession to Jenny about implicating her in crime and the codename descriptors in her little black book. In future episodes, the case of the Amazon break-in will be cracked. We will discuss a hack for remembering garage codes and Kelly Jo's misfortunes in setting up a YouTube account. We will also share an honest and vulnerable discussion about divorce. As a disclaimer, a large part of this episode may sound as though we recorded it from the bottom of a hollow well with a dial-up microphone. Any perceived deficiencies are, of course, a bold artistic choice and not a reflection of our competence. We may be better friends than audio engineers, but the content is too good to scrap, so we're sharing it as recorded. Beginning in episode 4, we will be back in the land of functional microphones and much improved audio quality. Thank you for your patience.
Let me write what comes next. We're girls on a mission. We don't need to be perfect. Just honest, just real, just figuring it out over chips and salt. So we'll crack the case. Give me the pedal, ride our story right. We came flying honestly, we're gonna be alright.
Welcome to the JK podcast, where we talk about when life is unexpected. I'm Jenny.
And I'm Kelly Jo. Jenny.
Yes.
You know I'm sleep deprived. I've been losing sleep.
Yeah, you've been pulling some all-nighters.
I think partly because I have a guilty conscience. Oh. I need to confess something to you.
Oh my gosh. I'm trapped down here too.
Listen, there's no turning back now.
Uh-huh.
We had recorded an episode, like why we hate online dating, right?
Right.
And as I was like processing all that later, thinking about it, I thought, okay, there's some things Jenny needs to know. First of all, I guess it came from me thinking about the fact that I had disclosed that I'm not built for having multiple conversations at a time. And so I had to keep a little notebook. But also, we talked about how difficult it is to come up with conversation starters or how to let your personality shine through or how to carry the conversation.
Right.
It gets tedious answering the same question over and over and over. So we talk about my little black book, which actually we have a lot more to talk about.
Wait, is it really a black book?
No, it's just called that in my phone notes.
It's in your notes?
You know when you're searching for something because it gets buried? So I put little black book as the first line.
Okay, all right.
Okay. No, my phone's got a pink case.
Okay.
Yeah, we're rolling through it. Okay, so another thing I did, we're teachers, right? But I taught online for a lot of years, and I realized I was answering the same questions over and over and over. So I started an FAQ thing, or I started putting more content out there to preemptively answer these things, right? Yeah. But I also would get a lot of emails with the same questions that I was spending a lot of time answering the same question. If you're in a classroom, somebody asks a question, everybody benefits from it. So I started keeping these like pre-typed answers so that when inevitably a student would have this question, copy, paste.
Oh,
well,
boy.
I started doing the same thing.
In your black book?
In my black book, yeah. I don't want to say scripted, but like if somebody says, tell me a little bit about yourself, or they want to know about, do I have any kids? Yeah, I was married this long, I've been divorced. Okay.
It's not a bad strategy, actually.
No.
Very efficient.
Yeah, that's actually a great tip, I think. Just don't use Chat GPT to do it.
Right.
Right. For me, when we have to start a conversation, that initial, especially if the other person doesn't start it, I was always like, it is so awkward. It's so awkward to know how to start these conversations, isn't it? Da 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 da.
Yeah.
I had one copy and paste standard answer that I would use for my opener, I guess you would call, that I need to tell you about.
Is this PG?
Yeah, but it's relevant to you.
It's relevant to me? Okay, and it's PG.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whenever a guy would say, how was your day? What did you do today? Like you got asked every day for like 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Here's my kind of somewhat scripted answer.
Okay.
Well.
Oh.
and I'm sorry that I used your first name. That's really what I have to confess, but well, I helped my friend Jenny shank somebody today, and we buried the body vertically.
Listen, this is never happened.
And we buried the body vertically.
Vertically?
And planted rare flowers over it so that it would be harder to find. We had this little place called the train station.
Like Yellowstone.
Yeah. I don't know if you listeners have watched Yellowstone, but if you haven't, you need to.
Yeah.
And 1883. Not so much the one in between.
Listen, we don't like 1923.
No. It got a lot of good reviews.
What did?
Me saying that that's what I did today. Well, yesterday I helped my friend Jenny shank somebody.
Shank redemption.
Yeah. And then I helped her bury the body because I'm that kind of friend. That's what I'm trying to say. Not only am I funny, but I'm loyal.
I see.
Right? Just like I was going to help you with that dumpster fire guy and do some research and take it as far as I needed to take it.
Listen, I do need to say that not ever have I needed to actually shank somebody and bury them. But I do know that if I needed to, you would help me.
Sure. No, I will deny that though.
Okay.
No, but yeah, I thought I probably should let you know that I can't even say unintentionally, implicated you in crime.
Okay.
And, but here's the thing. We both have master's degrees, right? So am I stupid enough that if this was actually true, I would be out here recording it?
Right.
Although my son would say, no, I used to do that all the time. Because then you think, well, obviously he wouldn't say that out loud, so it's not true. This is not an example that ever happened, but if I would say, so what'd you and your friends do last night? Oh, we went and got drunk and smoked some marijuana or whatever.
Whoa,
He's like, if that had really happened, I would say that because you'd be like, okay, what'd you really do?
Yeah,
you know?
right.
But I also know his character. But anyway, it started a lot of really great conversations, and it also, thank you very much, Jenny, helped me a little bit with my vetting because I kind of have a 3 strikes you're out policy. If you don't get my sarcasm and sense of humor, if I have to explain myself for the 3rd time, like it's probably a no. Not because I have such a great sense of humor. I was missing laughter so long in my life that I can't live without it. And I need somebody that can, first of all, likes a sassy woman. But second of all, there can be banter.
Sure.
So I've had some pretty good follow-up responses too.
Like, can you share some examples of what people said? Yeah. Because I'm very curious now that I'm implicated. Yeah.
Yes, I can. So, and I should have led with this. Let me just read you a real live example from more than a half a year ago that I went and found. So this guy starts off, he drew first blood. He said, wow, those eyes. I had to put that out there. And then da-da-da-da-da. I hope you have a great day. And I said, hi, thanks for the compliment, but please don't let my eyes deceive you. Yesterday, my friend Jenny and I shanked someone.
You just got right into it.
Buried the body vertically.
Oh my goodness.
The first message back. And I said, how about you? And he said, that's funny because I just ran over an old lady over in the crosswalk who was walking too slow. Do you have space in that hole you've dug? And
so he got it right away.
He did. And I said, well, I don't know if you've seen Yellowstone, but we have what we call a train station. And I was about to say, don't worry, because I won't even try that with you. It appears you've been through quite a lot because he had told me a little bit. I mean, he seemed like a tough guy, you know?
Yeah.
Seeing what you just did, I'm the one that needs to be careful because I am an old lady who walks slowly.
Oh, that was good.
So yeah, that was a good sign. He got the humor. And maybe people get it, but they're just, okay, you are weird or like, wah, wah. But yeah, that really kicked off the conversation. And that was one of the things we really enjoyed about each other. And same thing with, I can think of like 4 or 5 other guys that we just had a lot of texting back and forth that I thoroughly enjoyed because it was just a lot of joy. It would come up from time to time. Matter of fact, there was another guy who did the same thing. We were having a lot of really funny conversation back and forth, but I had only been talking to him, this is probably the 2nd day. I come home, I've got messages from him, you know, so I go out to the app and read them. This is why I realized, like, I really shouldn't have used your name without your permission. The text says, your friend Jenny and you would have to be just wild.
Whoa!
But let me tell you why. He said would be. someone canceled on me tonight to go to a comedy show. Would you and your friend Jenny by chance want to meet me there? And it was over an hour away.
You said no, right?
Well, A, I didn't even see it until after the show was over. B, yeah. So if there's one of the two of us that would have been stupid enough to say yes, it would have been me. He would have straightened me right out.
I would have been like, we are not doing this.
And I'm not your
We haven't had time to vet him on the internet.
That's right. I'm like, how dangerous can he be? He said my friend could come with me.
Super dangerous.
I know. But I just thought, you're right. We would have to be wild. But then I think, well, maybe. I mean, we do shank people. So is there anything off limits? I don't know.
Wait a minute. Back up.
Okay.
So you'd never ever met him in person?
No, this was the only day 2 of even communicating electronically.
Okay, we gotta untangle this.
Okay, we will, but I think it's a dumpster fire story.
It is a dumpster fire story. Let's just talk about the safety aspect of this.
Yes, let's please.
Probably not a great idea to commit to something like that without really knowing somebody.
Right, especially with the Jenny rules of this whole online dating thing, which we need to have an episode on. I wouldn't recommend, and I will tell you a lot of reasons later, and I'm sure you have your reasons that you can give examples of too, but not a great idea to commit to something that long even.
No.
The very first time you're meeting somebody.
Imagine if, Kelly Jo, we had done that, and that man, I mean, he could have snatched both of us. Gone.
He could
without
have
a trace.
3 friends.
Like a Dateline episode.
Like a Dateline episode.
Do you think, did you ever meet him after that? Like in real life? And he was probably harmless?
In that sense, yes.
Just clueless.
Yeah, and overly eager. Yeah. He's one of the too soon people.
That makes sense. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Mm-hmm.
We have talked about just the sheer volume of people, how difficult it is to keep conversations straight or to even talk to so many people at a time.
Yeah.
So you know that I have a big wall with something I called this house when I was shopping for houses. So
right.
Anytime we would look at a house, if you've ever shopped for a house, it is so difficult after you see, a certain number. You're like, wait, was that the house that had that bathroom or this or whatever? So I had to give a name, a descriptor to each one, and also easier to remember than addresses. Look, if I can't remember a 4-digit code for my garage, I'm not gonna remember street addresses.
This is
right?
true.
Also, in this black book, sure, I would have their first name, but then right beside that, I would have a secret code name,
a
descriptor
code name?
for each person, and that is how I would refer to them. And sometimes to you too. Like, see if some of these sound familiar. Okay? So I had the one of the first. What?
Yeah, I know where this is going. I think.
Where?
I remember some of these. I do.
Do you want to say any you remember, or do you?
Maybe one of them called a hot tub guy.
Yeah, hot tub killer.
That's right.
The hot tub killer guy. Okay, but the very first guy was witty banter guy.
That's a good name. If I wanted a name, that'd be a good one to have.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let's talk about that sometime because that's a whole story. Okay. I have Jenny Sloppy Seconds.
No!
For you know who.
Oh!
I didn't really need that name because nobody's gonna forget his name. Anyway.
Oh gosh. Actually, his name and that name go together pretty well. How about that?
I remember when you first started talking to him, you texted me and you were kind of interested. But you're like, look, I don't think this guy is real. And I'm like, why? And it was only because of how he spelled his name. That was all.
Right. That's right.
Oh, like, really? You're like, I've only seen it spelled this way. You're like, this just can't be, he's got to be fake. Nobody spells their name like that. And I just remember that. And I was thinking, I don't know, it doesn't seem that weird to me. Have you seen the way some people spell their names? But just based off the spelling alone, you were convinced, Jenny, don't get your hopes up.
Well, it turns out that that's not his first name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've had a few of those.
That's not his first name, so then...
Interesting. There you go.
He wants to stand out.
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, what else
sure
you
does.
got?
Okay, I've got Dry Texter Guy, and that was the guy that you were my Uber driver. Dry Texter Guy.
There was a preacher man. There was the she shed guy. Do you remember the she shed guy?
Yeah, but Kelly Jo, just hold on a minute. These names, do they really need names? Like, you needed to keep these conversations going on some of these details?
It was to remind me of things about the person that I had discussed with them or my experiences with them. Just in the very initial thing. Right. You know? Okay. And I will confess, when I was teaching in the classroom, when I would take the roster or whatever, the class enrollment thing, and I would take attendance, for the first week, I would write a little comment beside each person's
It's a good trick.
name so that I could learn their names faster, and I would make that association.
So you're giving all these people the benefit of the doubt.
What do you mean benefit of the doubt?
Even though they might have some quirks,
yeah,
benefit of the doubt is if we get over the quirks, it might be okay.
Well, right. I mean, we're still in the vetting process, right? Like if I go to the point where I meet them and then in person, probably don't need the code name anymore. Okay. But what I think was even more helpful, I feel like was a tool for you and I, for me to be like, so you remember Hot Tub Killer Guy? Mm-hmm. Well, guess what he said today? You know, like that thing.
Entertaining.
Because I can't even keep the names of the guys I'm talking to straight, let alone the ones names you're telling me that you're talking to. Mm-hmm. I don't know that you ever signed names. I remember you referring to him sometimes. Wait, was that the whoever guy?
Yeah.
So the she shed guy, okay, might have been his sense of humor, but was a little too soon for me. It was somebody who was very gifted at building things and working with his hands, and he sent me some pictures of the things he had been working on, and it was beautiful. They were beautiful. So I said to him, so if I ever need a she shed built, I know who to call.
I remember this.
His response immediately. This was only we hadn't even had 5 or 6 messages back and forth. And he said, "Oh, I'll take care of all of your she needs." Ick.
Maybe he meant it, ick for sure. But if we give him the benefit of the doubt, he could have meant a lot of things, but ick.
Yeah.
They gave you the ick right away,
It did give me the ick. I think I did talk to him for a little while after that because, you don't want to just make assumptions. But, it just wasn't going to go anywhere. So he's the she shed guy. I don't even remember his name. I had neighbor guy, and that's just one of the very first people I started talking to. I was like, oh, you live in the same town as me? Like, I didn't know. Yeah, he doesn't live that far from here, so he was the neighbor guy. We have the hot tub killer.
That's a story.
It is. And you know what? I found some screenshots that I had forgotten. I mean, I remember a lot of the story, but there were some things.
To me.
There were some things that even I forgot that is a dumpster fire we need to talk about. There was a Dr. Pepper guy because he said he was going to pray for me because I like Dr. Pepper.
This is something that requires prayer?
Apparently, I needed to be healed for it. When you hear his dumpster story, it'll make perfect sense that he needs to pray about a lot of things for me, apparently. I'm just all wrong.
That's it.
We got transplant guy who moved here recently from another state.
I thought different type of transplant.
No. You remember in Yellowstone
when to kick him while he's down?
No. Remember in Yellowstone when Casey and his son were getting ice cream in town, and he's like, that's what we call a transplant because they're not from here. Whatever.
Yeah. No, I mean that's right. That's what it is.
I had a captain,
like a pilot, like a military captain,
based on things he had done prior.
What?
In
captain of a ship?
It could be captain of a ship, captain of a plane,
Captain Morgan. What is Captain Crunch?
I don't want to say too much in case on the very off chance. This is a person I did spend significant time talking to.
Is it?
Such a nice guy.
Is it? Okay, but just tell me, is it because of his occupation?
It is related to that, yes. There's no funny story behind it.
He's not an alcoholic.
Oh no, but I got a few. I got a few of those stories too. I have podcast guy. I don't even know how much I talked. If I did, you wouldn't have even remembered him because this lasted a whole half a day. But we started talking and trying to start the conversation out and asked me, how my day was going. And besides the shanking, of course.
Right.
I told him I was just in the process of getting rid of a migraine. So I wasn't feeling great, but I was supposed to go out to a trivia night that night with a friend. I was hoping that I could do that, which, spoiler alert, I did. I was able to. Yeah. He answers back. I want to know all your thoughts on this response just based on what I just told you that my response was.
Okay.
He says, he sent me a picture. I don't know what he does for a living, but it looked like he had fancy equipment. There was a microphone hanging down, so I just started calling him podcast guy.
Maybe he was a DJ.
Maybe. He might have been. Who knows? He might be a big star I don't even know about.
That's right.
So he says, if I ask you something, do you promise you would consider it? And I said, maybe.
Yeah.
And he said, would you please consider canceling your plans tonight and meeting me for dinner?
Wait a minute. Without any type of meeting before that?
No. I think this was day one.
Who are these people?
Here's my theory. This is what I tell myself to feel better. I am such a top shelf woman.
That's right.
High value. These men, high value, that they're just like, I'm tired of this online dating stuff. Gotta snatch her up right now.
No, you're right.
No,
you are a high value woman. But the thinking where they just cancel your plans and have dinner with me, I've never met you.
Right.
You're locked into an hour of time probably.
At least, yeah.
It's wild behavior, I think.
Yeah, and I guess I just thought, A, I just thought I have a migraine. So we don't even know.
Yeah.
At the time, I didn't even know how that was going to turn out. B, I had plans already. And I told him I was looking forward to it, and I was hoping the headache would go away. But I'm supposed to cancel those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boundary crosser.
Boundary crosser.
That's a sign.
When he circles back around about my migraine and said, well, you probably should know I'm very skilled in, I don't even know, some certain type of neck massage. Dude, no thank you.
Oh, gosh. Block and delete.
I
delete
did.
And block.
I did. I don't even remember his name.
Report, if that was an option. That should be an option.
It should
report.
Be. It should be. Leave feedback like you can on Facebook.
Right.
Then there was the, what is it, GPT guy?
Chat GPT.
Which, I'm going to redeem myself on that. There was an earthing guy.
A what?
Earthing.
Earthing? What does
I
that
said,
mean?
what are you doing? He's like, I'm taking some little time and doing some earthing. I Googled it.
Okay, what is it?
It's like just like getting in touch with nature, being in nature, like put your feet in the sand, get in the ocean.
I mean, nothing wrong with that.
It's not, but I just never heard it. I heard that term used before.
Yeah.
Good for you. Then there was
Wait, hold on. Would you have preferred that the earthing man had said something like, I'm doing some self-care?
Yeah.
Does that sound better than earthing?
Yeah, because I had no clue what it was. Listen, I am not the most up-to-date on anything. This might be a common household phrase being used now that I just not heard of. But yeah, if you would have said, I'm spending some time in nature, I really enjoy nature, I'm spending some time outside. But already just by the use of that word, I had a preconceived idea of what kind of person this might be, which is totally wrong.
Were you picturing a hippie?
Yeah,
I'm picturing
but to
vibes.
the nth degree.
Yeah.
Besides him, there was a sound bath guy.
Sound bath?
He took sound baths.
What does that mean? We'll just Google it real fast.
Okay, I'm going to let you Google that, and I'm going to take a guess if I remember right or make up something right.
Okay.
I think it's another one of these self-care or experiences to get grounded or whatever, where you are exposed to some kind of sound. I don't know if it can be any sound or if it's just donging kind of sounds, if it can be nature sounds, or hitting metal things to make vibrations. The sound is supposed to be therapeutic. This whole get zen kind of thing.
I think you're on. That's pretty much what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. The AI overview in Google.
AI. Okay.
Meditative experience where participants relax and listen to resonant sounds, often from instruments like singing bowls.
Bowls.
Not bowels.
Nobody wants to hear singing bowels.
No. Gross.
Or any kind of bowels. No. Singing or otherwise.
Hear your bowels somewhere else. Sorry. Singing bowls. of gongs and chimes with the goal of inducing relaxation and reducing stress.
Okay, so minus the singing bowls.
Yeah.
And the gongs and the whatever vibrations. Do you know what I would call that?
What?
My playlist.
Well,
I have different playlists. If I want to relax to sounds.
Yeah.
So you know what? I take sound baths all the time.
But you probably don't need to tell somebody else what you're doing.
No. I mean, whatever. Good for you.
I think it's better than a lot of things.
I was about to
better
say.
than Captain Morgan.
It sure is. And it's better than Hot Tub Killer Guy.
Yeah.
And I was about to say no judgment, but then I thought, like, that's not authentic because we're judging the crap
We definitely had a hippie situation happening.
Well, and we're talking about it like it's weird, so sorry.
But good for him.
Yeah,
good for him.
No, I mean the intent of it was good. You know what I mean? Like good self-care. That's
right.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I could take some lessons from that. Like, oh, there was a guy that I called Howard. Would you like to know why?
Why?
Because I showed up. This guy was really nice.
Okay, so Howard, when I think of Howard, I think of somebody who's quite a bit older than us.
Okay.
Who
right.
may or may not wear like overalls.
Right.
Maybe suspenders.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Okay.
Go on.
So it turns out we had discovered we went to the same college, we're the same age, he's an empty nester, all these things are pluses. So we decided to meet at the coffee shop over here in town.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because of his personality or his looks. Well, it wasn't. Okay, he was an immediate no before I even started
when you saw
talking.
him?
Yeah, before I even started talking to him. But I did talk to him for an hour, and he was a pleasant man.
Pleasant?
Here's why. I'm going to tell you why, and it's not what you think.
Okay.
This man, I am not kidding you, was the spitting image of my paternal grandfather.
Not good.
Whose name was Howard. Even to the point of the frames of glasses and the style. And I was like, I mean, one thing he certainly had going in his favor is he had beautiful hair.
Good job, Howard.
But so did my grandfather. But it was just like, I can't date my grandfather.
No, that you couldn't get over that.
I couldn't, and it's horrible. And I got a question. Would you have told him that was the thing?
Oh, I mean,
would it feel more personal or less personal? I didn't, by the way. Spoiler alert.
Okay, but hold on.
Okay.
I need more information.
Okay.
Like, how old do you think Howard was?
My Howard?
Yeah.
or the Howard I met?
Not Howard, your grandpa.
Okay. I know he was about my age, so early 50s.
And you were going to tell this man that he reminded you of your grandpa?
Well, when my grandfather was young, this grandfather, okay, I don't know if this makes the story better or worse, but this particular grandfather died early. Like, he was 61, I think, when he died of a heart attack. Yeah. So he never, according to my measurement system, lived very long.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My grandfather was not a bad-looking man. It's just, this was either a resurrected version of him at about the age that I remember my grandfather, or I guess we all have a doppelganger.
So, what, did you just ghost him?
No, because I have a policy, and I told him this when we left, because he said he was interested, and I said that I will make a commitment to you. Like, once I meet somebody, I'm not going to just ghost you. I will give you an answer one way or another.
Yeah. So what did you say?
I don't remember how I told him I'm not interested. I need to go back and find that. I might have said I decided to see somebody else because, to be fair, at the time, I was vetting out multiple people. Yeah. I don't know if I would have been assertive enough to say it's just not a match for me. I don't know that I would have used that terminology. But I definitely let him know that I didn't think we were going to see each other again.
Well, it's so sad that he just was a twin to your grandpa.
It is sad because he said so many things I could really relate to, like, why is it so hard to meet with people? Is it our age? Is it what? And then to find quality people and then to be attracted to him. And he's like, he said, I've taken a little bit of a hit because I like to think of myself. I played on the college football team. I done, all this stuff that,
going for him.
We know it's part of our identity because we've lived with ourselves our whole life. And I heard this from from the captain too. Like, I think of myself as a decent guy. I think I'm a pretty good catch. I don't understand why things don't go anywhere. He was a pleasant, lovely man. He seemed like a just quality man.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to get over that. And maybe I'm superficial. Maybe I should have gave it 1 or 2 or 3 days.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, is if maybe, do you think if you'd given it more time, it's something that you would have seen less or more?
Well, you know what my answer to that is?
You don't know.
No, the same as the Tootsie Roll Pops. The world may never know.
The world may never know. Yeah, because Howard is bounced.
How many dates does it take to get to the center of a...
Wait, you can't say
to the center of a connection.
Oh yeah, that's better.
Yeah. I don't know if I have any other ones, and even if I do, that probably gives you a little taste.
Yours.
I think it was easier to remember your names. You
No.
didn't tell me about anybody until it went beyond a couple days.
I'm also very, like, when I was pretty active on the online dating. Right. I feel like I'm very like, nope.
That is something, like I've said, I could learn a little bit from you. We'll talk about this another time, but Jenny, I was going back through text messages of ours from 6, 7, 8, 9 months ago. And you know what my thought was?
What?
Why is this woman friends with me? I'm a psycho. How has she put up with me for this long? Like, I go into talk about journaling through text, and then every emotional up and down. My nervous system, there have been many times my nervous system just gets totally set off. You're so patient. Yeah, I need to be more decisive. No, I do like your decisiveness. I do.
Yeah.
When you're done, you're done. When you're...
Right.
I mean, why waste time, right?
That's exactly it. Why waste time?
Are we willing to lose a couple really good men and let them fall through the cracks in order to weed out a whole lot of bad men? That's really the question I feel like I had to answer.
It takes a while, I think, to kind of figure it out.
I give way more time to every single person's profile than I should. I'm also a person who wants to dig, find out a little more about this person, what's their backstory. And what that causes is for me to be very good at making excuses for people when I should not be making excuses for them, you know.
But I think probably going forward, approach some things differently.
I've learned some things.
Yeah.
Do you know how many texts I've sent you where I give you a little blurb and then I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Mistakes were made.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Listen, the only bad mistake is when you don't learn from.
That's right.
That's some life advice right there.
That is. Good.
We'll laugh about this later. The story's still being written.
Thank you for listening. Remember to like and subscribe to our channel at JK Podcast Life Unexpected. If you found this episode enjoyable, please share it with a friend and help us grow. We would love to hear from you by either commenting on this episode or sending us an email at jkunexpectedpodcast@gmail.com. That's jkunexpectedpodcast@gmail.com.